I'm a student of history, and I see that nations and civilizations rise and fall over and over again. Don't we ever make any progress? Will the world ever be better than it is now? Well, yes and no. The thing is, we are on an ascending cycle. This is something that is a little deep for me to get into now, but the whole solar system, as it passes through the galaxy, rotating around its dual, as my guru's guru, my spiritual grandfather, you might say, as he used to put it, that when we go to a certain point, we advance more. When we recede from that point, we begin to lose our advancement. Right now, we're on an ascension, and people don't talk so much about the good old days as they used to in the past, because we keep looking forward to better days. Those better days are coming because the world is getting better. It will become more enlightened. It will reach the point finally where the people do not go to war because they become more peaceful in themselves. They become more aware of the problems of others and accepting of them and forgiving of them. But the world as a whole, will it change? I don't think so. There isn't any progress in the universe because the only solution to it is to get out rather than make it better. If your child is in a mud puddle, you don't try to clean up the mud puddle, you take it out of the mud puddle. The solution for mankind is not to make a better world. We must, as long as we live here, do our best. We must try to improve the world, try to make it beautiful, try to make our environment beautiful, be kind to people and help them to be kinder in return. All of these things are important, but they're not really going to change. For every person who rises, another one will fall. It's just a fountain with the water going up and the water going down. And when the world advances to a certain point, it will withdraw from that point. And I don't suppose any galaxy even is better in the long run. But there are, in fact, and this is something very interesting that Yogananda said, there are sattvic galaxies. Sattvic means spiritual, uplifting and uplifted. And in those galaxies, the planets, there's life everywhere in the universe. This little mud ball is by no means the end story. There are plenty of planets with life. And there's life even in the sun with a different kind of body, a gaseous body. But in those higher universes, there is kindness and more meditation, and people think more of God. In the Rajasic universe, such as ours is, our galaxy, and I should mention that we're on the edge of that galaxy, that may have some point, I don't know. But basically speaking, I would say that people in this galaxy are thinking in terms of I and me and mine. There are also very dark galaxies, tamasic as they call it in India, where there's a lot of cannibalism and anger and hatred, and people can fall. It's not that everybody rises. Most people, everybody can rise, but most people go up and down. They decide this is a good way to live, and then suddenly they find something that'll draw them, and they'll become tempted and fall. And it's very important to put out the energy to grow spiritually. Don't be lazy. Don't withdraw from your challenges. Meet them head on and overcome them. These are the ways to grow spiritually. But as it is possible for man to rise to the level of union with God, which is what the final purpose of this show is, it is possible for man to rise to higher ways of living and to sink. And Master said so. He said even that man can sink to the level of a germ. Imagine the suffering that would come to a self that knew it was capable of more, and yet here it is confined in such a low form. And it has to work its way up gradually from that. Usually when a person falls to an animal level, it will be only for one lifetime. And you do find stories of dogs, for example, or horses with amazing alphabets and amazing knowledge. These are probably fallen souls. There was a strange story that I read of a Lama in Tibet who was an old man, and he sexually attacked a young girl, and she was strong enough to fend him off and run home. And the mother said, "Oh, but he was such a holy man, this could have been a blessing, and go back and offer yourself to him." And when she went back, the Lama wasn't interested. He said, "I was only doing this because I saw that Lama so-and-so was due to be reborn, and I wanted to save him from being born in a low birth because he had such a low life." But just then, an ass copulated with another ass, and he's been born as an ass in that field over there, or will be born. And this is a strange story, but the fact is that you can be a dog, or usually a higher animal, but if you keep sinning, you may go down and stay for a longer time. And if you keep sinning more, and there are such people who sin and sin and sin, then they may be thrown, as I said, way down. Another very strange thing that Master said was that many epidemics that come into this world are disease germs from tamasic galaxies invading this planet so they can be punished, and through that punishment learn their lessons by the modern medicine and the destruction of those germs and so on. All of this is very far out teaching, and I'm aware of it. Nonetheless, it's also fascinating to contemplate. I asked my Guru one time, those who are here now on earth, will they be coming when the earth becomes more spiritual in a higher age? He said, "Oh no, I've told you before, there are many planets for souls to go to. You are attracted to that planet which vibrates basically in harmony with your karma, or with the kind of karma you need to share with others so that you can grow." The main thing from all of this is to understand that you will never be able to make a perfect world. You'll never be able to get everything perfect outside. Don't make your source of perfection, your ideal of perfection, anything outward. Let it be the oneness with God, the oneness with God that all souls are seeking.